Hello all, Pit Bike Mike. We are out on a little cruise today with my good buddy on his Ducati, which I'll show off the 360 camera because that's just easier to show. You know, now that I got that fancy dancy setup that just leans off to the side of the bike, all nice and cool like that. But yeah, so it's a hot one today, so like 90 something degrees. It's brutal. But, you know, wanted to get out, wanted to do some riding because we haven't really, you know, me and my buddy, we haven't done some riding in a while. So, you know, when you get to that age to where, you know, you got to do all those adult activities, you know, it's brutal sometimes. Kind of sucks getting old. Can't do as much fun things as you would normally like to do. But either way, here we are. So I'm still getting used to that 360 camera. Like, I don't know, like, you know, when I'm just doing solo rides, you know, doing like my thing, and like sometimes I almost feel like it's not really worth setting it up. But on a ride when I'm out with like a couple friends or something, like maybe that's where this thing is gonna come in handy. I don't know, because like, let's take this bike for instance. I have not been able to find a good place to mount it to get like a, you know, like if I have it up in the air, like on like the back part of the bike, to get like that third person point of view, you know, like video game look. Haven't found a good place to do that yet for this bike, so I'm working on it. I am working on it. Who knows, maybe I'll have to like almost like make a piece of something for this attached to on the back, because for instance, so one of the things it came with was like a GoPro mount, you know, and so I was like, oh, with the 3M adhesive, so I put that on the back of the bike, you know, like on the you know, like the little tail section. But the problem is that tail section surprisingly is flimsy, because as soon as I put the camera on, like the whole tail section, like the plastic was actually bending, and I was like, oh, I'm like, that's no good. That's, you know, not going to help in the whole situation. But either way, I'll figure it out, you know, because that's truly what I do want. I want it to look like a video game, to where like it comes off the back of the bike, you can see like the back of my helmet as I'm like leaning in, you know, just carving up the corners and stuff, you know, that'd be cool. Eventually I'll get around to doing that. You know, actually, since or at least I'm rambling about it, you know, if I get like one of those you know, like luggage carriers that hard mounts onto the bike, maybe that would give me a spot to actually bolt it up to. Huh. See, look at how much good can come from just talking to myself inside my helmet. Whee! You know, it's also kind of funny. I haven't really like taken this bike out on a longer ride. Like, I've taken it like on longer rides by myself, but haven't done it with my buddy in a long time. Maybe if I can get him to do like a flyby or something, you know, to get that like nice camera, that camera view of that Ducati swinging on by. Yeah, get that like that 360 view of him. And as you can see right there, he's got that, he actually repainted the tail section of his bike, which I'll admit is kind of cool. You know, me and him was talking about it before we started riding, and he is actually thinking about painting the rest of the bike that color, which it's not a bad looking color. It's like that dark, like cherry red, I guess you would call it. It's not bad. It is not bad. But I digress onto the most random of topics, which, you know, I guess it's a good thing. keeps things interesting. Somebody is calling me. I feel my phone vibrating against my leg. Interesting. So I guess another interesting topic of discussion, because so as you know, I'm trying to build this channel and stuff like that, trying to get like an idea of like you know, how I can get my channel to grow, how I can, you know, just do like random things. You know, I've been thinking like, alright, had to reposition the had to tighten up my camera setup. So as I'm trying to like think about how to build my channel and stuff like that, you know, randomly on like, you know, like the creator link for not Amazon, Jesus, for YouTube, you know, it shows like different things on like how to like get like people to click on the view, like click actually on your channel or on your video. And so it's like I've been trying to do like some research on like on stuff like that, like trying to figure out, you know, like, because I've talked about this a long time ago a little bit, but you know, like the different tags that I use, or you know, like the different titles to try to get like attention, or to get the algorithm to be like, oh, I like the look of that title, and you know, kind of pushing me up to where I can get more views. Another random thing that like I've been looking at that I'm gonna have to start trying, like I've tried on the past 2 videos, but making the thumbnail for like the video like a little bit cooler. So, you know, having like, I guess, text boxes in the photo and stuff like that to try to like, you know, entice the people to watch, which it's something. You know, there's a lot of growing that I still got to do, which, you know, it's kind of crazy when you think about it. I've been like, what is it? I've almost had this bike for a year, so you know, like when you start thinking about stuff like that, it's like, man, I've been doing this YouTube stuff for about a year. It's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy to see kind of like where I started from to where I am now, because it's like definitely like the quality of my videos, I feel like, has gotten a little bit better. You know, maybe my editing has gotten a smidge better. I don't know, like, it's kind of neat to look where we started to where we are now, like, which, in the whole grand scheme of things, I haven't gone that far yet. But at least I can look at it and be like, you know what, I've learned some stuff, you know, and that's a good thing, being able to actually feel like you've learned something. It's definitely a cool process, though, I will admit. You know, kind of like working on building a channel, building, I guess you could almost even say a brand. It's a neat experience. Like, oh, and by the way, last night I have crested, I've gotten over 400 subscribers. That's all I can say, which is awesome. I'm almost halfway there to becoming eventually monetized, or at least the ability to possibly be monetized, which would be so cool. I don't know, like, I guess it would be, it's a kind of a cool that it's like a foray into actually, once I become monetized, then technically I guess I could do it beforehand or whatnot, like, I guess make a business, you know, to where it's like, I don't know, it's just interesting when you start thinking about it like that. It's like, oh, well, you know, open up like I don't know, like, I'll have to do some research, but like, let's just say for, S&G, it's like an LLC or something, like something to where it's like, oh, I've actually like now have like a business to where, let's just say, I could start maybe selling things and doing things. And I don't know, it's kind of crazy when you start thinking about stuff like that. It's like, I could start growing eventually, and then like once you start doing like that, then you've got money coming in, and I don't know, it's crazy. It's like I'm almost to the door, and it's like it'll be so interesting to see what will happen, whether I actually have it in me to where once I get to the door and I start having the possibility to make money, like I don't know, it's kind of cool. I'm just definitely a lot to think about. But either way, I digress. But like this is kind of for my viewers, like kind of giving you like the rundown, the the thought processes that kind of go into this, especially for somebody that's never like how's the way to put it, like I have never attempted to do anything of this sort before in my life. So this is just a whole new learning experience from top to bottom. Like, I've worked just normal 9-to-5 jobs. I've never actually thought about like, hey, if I could become good at something, let's just say like this, I could start my own business, which I guess when you think about it, it's like, I don't know, it's just kind of crazy thinking about like the new world of opportunity that opens up to you at that point, so it's definitely something I've been thinking about, something I'm, I guess slower and slower becoming more of a possibility or a reality, stuff like that. So either way, at least I'm definitely grateful that you all get to join me for this ride and the interesting experience that I guess we all get to grow and just see what happens, see if success is in my future, or I just become a 9-to-5er for the rest of my life. But positive thoughts, right? I don't even know how long I've been rambling for. But that's where I'm at. So, I just figured that, give you all insight on, or at least a view into my, to my life, to what, what I'm thinking about, trying to look forward to the future to see, see what I see. Because obviously in the future, eventually, hopefully, a new house, and I don't know. There's just so much to do, so many life experiences that I'll be going through in the next couple years. So it'll be crazy. It'll be absolutely insane. But to all the subscribers, I want to thank you all, because getting me to at least at the point that I'm at now, it's definitely opening my eyes to what could be eventually, which I don't know, it's such a cool experience. But yeah, so I think I'm gonna end it off here, and yeah, I appreciate y'all. Please like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Yeah, Pit Bike Mike out.